When I tell people I'm a life coach, one of the first things I hear is, isn't everyone a life coach nowadays? And the fact of the matter is, no, that's not the case, but it is a common argument. And a lot of people are worried, do I want to grow a life coaching business if the market is so saturated? So let's talk about how to make sure that you stand out in a saturated market. Hi, I'm Bonnie. I am a life and business coach who helps other life coaches get unstuck, fine-tune their business, and finally make money. Now, in reality, the life coaching business is really, really small compared to all the other big industries out there. There are about 109,000 coaches worldwide, some estimates say, and about 34,000 in North America. 34,000 coaches out of hundreds of millions of people. I think that's a pretty good ratio. But regardless, we're going to talk about how to make sure you stand out, even if the life coaching industry gets 10 times as saturated as it is. It doesn't really matter because you have the power to stand out even in a crowded marketplace. Now, in reality, there's a ton of growth happening in the life coaching industry, and everyone, I firmly believe that every human on the planet can benefit from life coaching at some point in their life or another, if not all the time. I have a coach or multiple on hand at pretty much any time in my life because I know I always need support when things come up. Just like therapy, I really believe that every human needs it at some point in their life. Same thing with a doctor or a holistic doctor or any other helping professional. We all want to surround ourselves with people who can help us feel better in life, and that's what life coaches can do. So you probably feel really strongly that people need you and your services. But you need to know how to get noticed by those people, by those ideal clients. If you blend into the crowd, you will never get chosen by those ideal clients and never get paid by them and never make the money and the impact that you want to in your business. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. Step number 1, and this is critical, my friends. This is the first thing I talk about and teach when I work one-on-one with a client, and it is this. You need to know who you help, what their problem is, how you help them, the results you give them, and why they need you over someone else. Let me repeat that. Who do you help? What is their problem? How you help them, and why you are better than others. Now, I'm not saying bragging about yourself and telling everybody you're so great, but there are specific attributes, skills, talents, expertise that you have that Susie Joe over here, the other life coach, does not have. That's what you want to be communicating to people. So for example, let's say a coach says, I help women struggling with infertility. That's who they help. They're women, they struggle with infertility. I help them feel more happiness and purpose even if they don't get pregnant. That's how she helps them. And why is she special? She's a certified coach with 15 years experience of her own infertility struggles. Boom. Now, if I am a woman struggling with infertility, I am immediately drawn to that. You have expertise, you're a coach. You have experience as someone who struggles with infertility. Immediately there's camaraderie there. And you're telling me I can get the result that I want, which is more happiness and purpose, even if I don't get the circumstance change that I want, which is getting pregnant. Brilliant, right? Here's another one. Or what if you're a money coach who helps stay-at-home moms be better budgeters so they can buy what they want, and you do a good job at this because you're a certified CPA and a stay-at-home mom of 25 years yourself. Again, if I'm a stay-at-home mom who's struggling with budgeting or wants to buy things that she loves and doesn't have the money for them, immediately there's that expertise that you're the CPA, you have the experience as the stay-at-home mom, and you can help me get my ultimate result, which is feeling better about managing my money and buying what I want. See how that works? Okay, remember, who you help, specifically what their problem is, how you help them. And again, we're talking results, not tactics. You're not going to say, and I'm going to give you a 16-point budgeting plan. People don't care about that. What are you going to help them be able to do? Buy what they want, okay? Feel happiness and purpose. And then why they need you over someone else. That's really all you need. I'm going to give you a few more tips, but that clear and that specific of marketing will make you completely stand out from the competition. I promise you that. All right. Step number 2 about standing out. Stop worrying about other people's expertise and clients and focus on who your perfect client is. When we start feeling insecure as coaches, we start looking around sideways, right? Oh, look at what she's doing. Look at what he's doing. Maybe I should do it like that. Maybe I should do it like that. No, focus on who your perfect client is. Where does she live? What does he do for work? What keeps him up at night? What will appeal to her, right? What messaging is going to make her wake up and pay attention and say, that's the coach for me? Why would this ideal client want you versus Susie, versus Jenny, versus Michael, right? How can you spin your solution in a way that stands out above everyone else? And even if you feel like you can't do that, I promise you, you can. It just takes a little bit of tweaking. It takes really fine-tuning what your expertise is, what your experience is. That has nothing to do with your competition, just your unique experience and expertise and how it matches up with the needs of your clients. Does that make sense? So stop looking sideways, focus directly on who you can help. So here's my example. I'll show you how I got to this. Initially, I wanted to help new coaches build their businesses. But what I noticed after a while marketing that business was that new coaches didn't realize what they didn't know yet. They still thought that everything was hunky-dory and they could build their business by themselves. It wasn't until people are in business for a couple of years that they get stuck. Many people struggle to continually make consistent money. Those were the people I ended up helping. I now help stuck coaches who are overwhelmed or feel like they've tried everything and they still can't get consistent clients. That came through some experience, through acknowledging that, oh, my 10 years of business experience online will help coaches who don't have that experience, but are really good coaches and want to find their perfect clients. When I work with these women, I realize that a lot of them worry that they've chosen the wrong niche, or they worry that they're failing and they need to give up. They feel so passionately about the people that they're helping, but maybe they have trouble communicating exactly who it is they help. So exercises like this are really, really critical because they find out exactly who needs them, how they help them, and why they're special. All right, so that's step number 2. Stop looking sideways, focus on your own ideal client. Number 3, remember step number 1, we created what I like to call an elevator pitch about who you help, how, and why. Fine-tune that messaging as tightly as you can. Use ChatGPT if you need help. Use friends, family, come to my office hours if you need help. And then put that messaging everywhere. Put it on your social media profiles, in your email signature, on your website, on business cards if you have them. Put it on a t-shirt or a bumper sticker. I don't care. Put it everywhere that people see you. And make sure that your tagline equates you. When people see you, they think of your tagline. Okay? Think for a second about popular brands that you're really familiar with. They probably have a slogan that you also intrinsically connect with that brand. For example, what's Nike's? Just do it. We all know that. McDonald's? I'm loving it. I would sing it, but I'm not going to sing it for you. Disneyland? Happiest place on earth. Everybody who's ever heard any of that marketing knows those slogans because they're repeated over and over and over and over. And that's what we have to do for our clients as well. Now, getting that messaging just perfect takes time. It takes iterations. Don't expect to do it right the first time. You're going to have some elevator pitch and then you're going to tweak it a little bit and you're going to work with some more clients. You're going to tweak it a little bit more and eventually you will come up with something just perfect. But in the meantime, whatever you've got, put it out there and communicate it as much as humanly possible. Here is some advice I live and die by, so pay attention. If you can't explain in 10 seconds or less what you do and who you help, how will your audience know what you do and who you help? If you can't explain it, how are they supposed to know? So get extremely, extremely clear about that messaging. This is the most critical step in any successful coaching business. I promise you. You can do a million other things wrong, but if your messaging on who you help, how, and why you're different is nailed down, then there's a lot you can do wrong and still be successful. Now, if you like your messaging, but you're not quite sure if it's perfect yet, try what we like to call the grunt test. Try it out on people on the street. So find somebody who knows nothing about your industry, about your business, about you, and ask them. Say, if I said, I help so-and-so do this, and this is my expertise, would it make sense to you? Can you tell it back to me? Tell me in your own words what you just heard me say. Test it out on your uncle or your grandpa or other clueless people in your life that have no idea what you do. Don't test it out on your husband or your best friend who already know all the mind drama you've had around your niche. Test it out on someone that knows nothing and ask them to tell it back in their words and see if they're getting the message through. Don't ask them to repeat what you just said, but rather, what does that mean to you, and see if they can understand it. So what this all means is that standing out in the life coaching market is way less about the perfect image, the right hair, the beautiful website, or anything else you can dream of. It's all about the perfect messaging that resonates with people, that's easy to understand, and makes people stand up and say, that's me, I need that. Remember those examples I gave you earlier of the infertility coach? If I was a woman struggling with infertility, that coach's message would make me say, me, that's me, I need her. Or the money coach for the stay-at-home moms, that would make me say, that's me, I need that. It needs to be that specific. And remember, if you're not actively repelling people with your messaging, you're not attracting people. If you're for everyone, you are actually for no one. Don't forget that. So comment below with your 1-sentence elevator pitch. Use the exercise he gave you in step number 1. Tell us who you help, how you help them. Remember the result you give them, not the tactic, and why you're the best choice for them. Then don't forget to like this video and subscribe so that you can see my future videos all about refining that messaging and getting that step just perfect. In the meantime, watch the video that's on the screen right now, all about the biggest mistake that coaches make in their businesses that loses them clients and thousands of dollars. Don't make this mistake. I'll see you guys next week.